So the group decides to eat these dead people, but they made sure no one was going to eat their own relative. So everyone ate but 3 people, and they were just like, we can't
still
do it.
Get to heaven that way. As long as you don't eat your brother or your mom or your dad, you can eat whoever you want.
You get to heaven that
It's only real cannibalism when there's blood involved.
So, at least they were doing it the right way.
I guess, yeah. I guess.
Yeah, cook the meat. You can't just eat raw meat. The Donner Party was out here.
That was the second part of the Bible that I read.
That was cooking it. Totally okay.
Over fire unless times are dire.
Bars. That's my slate. Because we broke out here, we don't have a real slate. I had one that I bought from Party City.
And it's not where it would happen to it.
I lost it.
Classic. I'm not even surprised.
It was cheap too. I was literally just like, it didn't even like let go and slam. I had to hold it and slam it.
Hands do the job.
$5.
And your hands are free.
Yeah, so I was like, actually, I got that from Christina and Sam too. So I would always just like, all right, that does work. Especially because like,
you can check the sound as well.
Yeah, it's nice. I can see how loud shit has to be.
Right.
So, Dave, it's been a while since we had you on the podcast.
It's been a minute.
How you been?
Now I'm an experienced podcaster. I say my first ever experience was on this podcast, and now here I am with my own. But other than that, we've been working together. Nothing's too other than that. I mean, yeah, we have our own podcast. Just working.
What's your guys' podcast about? Why don't you go ahead and promote yourself a little bit?
I didn't want to do. I was avoiding that. It's Bingetown TV. You can check us out. Apple Podcasts, Spotify. But yeah, it's just we basically review and recap shows, current shows that are new and maybe underappreciated. So, and we'll do some rewatches of old shows as well. But Bingetown TV. Thank you, Cliff, for allowing that.
What shows you guys, no, we're going to keep doing this. What shows you guys watching right now?
All right, so right now we're watching, we just finished Cursed, actually. We are keeping up weekly with the 100, and they've been a blast. We actually just did an interview with one of the actors. His name is Sachin Sahel, I believe. Yeah, it's a tough. Oh, okay.
Wait, Sasha what?
Sachin
Sahil. Sachin Sahil.
Yeah, he played Dr. Jackson on the 100, and we just got an interview with him. So check that out. It was awesome dude, by the way. Great guy. So we were glad to get the chance to talk to him.
Damn, yeah, that's what's up. You guys, I was gonna say, so are you behind the scenes, or are you like in the forefront? What's going on with that?
So early on, two of the. Like I said, we did the 100, and then the other show we were doing was Spartacus. I hadn't watched either of the shows, so I was mostly doing the production work, just, production work, if you even want to call that. It was literally
That's the most important job, though.
Yeah, it was literally just trimming the sound audio.
That's the most important job.
But that was it. But I did manage to, I watched the first season of Cursed, and I managed to get on the podcast for that. So
hey, we get to hear your voice this time?
Yeah, exactly. But now I'm full experienced.
All right, you're all around. Now you get to edit and hear your own voice.
Exactly. And I hate it. Yeah, I hate every second of it.
There are certain people that love to hear the sound of their voice, and there are others that get on the podcast and they're like, don't play that shit back.
Right. I have a tendency of saying I swear a lot. It's just all things that I say when I'm, I guess, uncomfortable. Like, it's just something to kill the silence, maybe, I guess it is. But trying to get that out of my
out of your repertoire.
Yeah, exactly.
People just fall in the rhythms too. Like, I've been noticing when I edit like my Unpack That Bowl videos, when I try and transition, I say so much.
I mean, that's also what we do. It's just like, so the next scene, and it's just like, we got to figure something else out. But it just always it always slips its way back in anyway.
Dude, so is so easy. It's so easy to use. I just used it like 3 times.
It's just the word.
It's crazy. But that's what's up, though. You guys out here. Everyone should have a podcast, really.
Yeah, it's very easy.
You having fun?
Yeah, it's honestly been a blast. Like, the connection I've been building with the guys now is, something. I mean, we all have a bond, but like, it gets deeper with, podcasting weekly and, prepping for the shows and stuff. So
you guys good with the schedule? Everyone shows up on time?
For the most part, I'd say we're good about the schedule, but other than that, sometimes there are some hindrances, but there's 7 of us, so that's kind of like the reason why we have so many of us is that someone can back in, and just in case if someone can't make it. We ideally like to keep 4 people on the show, but we have sub-ins, obviously.
So you guys have problems with people like jumping over each other or anything like that?
Yeah, me. I cut off people all the time because I'm just like, a lot of the time I have something in my head lined up to say, but then when people keep talking and I'm just and then I'm thinking about the conversation, then I just forget my point. So I'm always cutting off people.
Hold on.
Yeah, I'm trying. Like I literally will just cut them right off. Like when I think they're finishing their sentence, I'm like, all right, so let me get my point in right now. But I got it. It is a little tough, but we all have fun still. It's a good time.
I think fun's the most important part. Sometimes people get too.
And that's all it is. We're not like none of us are like get overworked or overheated or anything. We're all having fun.
Hey, fun's the goal. Mm-hmm. So, what's going on, guys? We never did an intro. My name's Cliff. This is Dave, and this is Higher Education's podcast. So, speaking of people having fun, the first topic I wanted to talk about. I know you saw the video of the girl who sucked off 7 NBA players.
And I haven't actually had a chance to talk about it, so I'm glad that we're covering this topic. Because it's just...
Me and Kyle were talking about this shit earlier.
Unbelievable situation.
Bro, this chick... so for those of you who don't know, this girl and her friend went on this guy's podcast and...
And I don't know, I was getting fucked in a hotel room. They all pulled up and I sucked their dick.
Put the mic down.
The whole team.
7.
7 basketball players in a row?
Mm-hmm.
What happened to the nuts?
Swallowed.
All of them?
Yeah.
And nothing happened? You didn't have like a weird reaction in your stomach or anything?
No, I passed
That
out.
sounds so fun.
Yeah.
I respect
She's
that.
just nervous right now.
No, I mean, she's not that nervous if she immediately told us about sucking 7 dicks in a row.
His name is Adam22. He's a YouTube podcaster. Basically, she was talking about how for her birthday was it Memorial Day weekend?
Yeah, Memorial Day weekend, I think.
She was in this hotel, and she was smashing this other dude. Like a team manager or some shit like that. This NBA player, NBA staffer.
Yeah.
And apparently 7 players that she had hooked up with in the past, not all at once though, but she said they hit her up and they knew she was in the room. So they went up to the room and they kind of just went in and she topped all of them off.
Yeah, she just blew each one of them. And it's just like...
It's wild.
To admit this on a podcast, like...
Bro, she was all timid and shit. Her friend was like, she's shy. Dude was like, bro, she's not shy. She said she has sucked 10 dicks.
The girl right next to her was just like, you're so shy. And it's like, no, she's not. She's literally claiming that she just sucked off 7 dudes. Like, happy father, that must be, you know. That was like the first thing that came to my mind is like, where's this girl's father, you know?
So I thought about that, and someone was like, oh, that's sexist. Like, you don't want your daughter to have sex. Like, that's weird to police your daughter's sexuality. And I'm like, yo, like, here's the thing.
Like, my daughter can have sex, whatever, but like...
I want my children.
Well, I don't want to know about it, but like, 2, it's just like 7 dudes in a row. That's something else.
That
is something got messed up down the line because that's just not normal. I think personally, it's like, but to each their own. You know, maybe it's her thing, and I can't really judge her, I guess. But like, damn, that's a wicked story.
Man, call me weird. I just don't want my kids penetrated.
Yeah.
Like, is that wrong?
That's not a wrong thing, but it's gonna happen.
Like, if I get a gay son, I don't want him penetrated. If I get a straight daughter, I don't want her penetrated. Strap-ons or you do the my children do the penetration is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Some people would argue otherwise.
I know.
But I mean, that's just not any daughter I want.
Bro, can you imagine being the 8th person in line?
That's the thing. Yeah. One dude, that's the other side of it too. Is being that 7th guy is like, I'm not even enjoying this.
This is like, who? Oh, damn! Your mouth was already on all these dicks.
Yeah.
Dude, the first dude that was fucking too, he was like, well, zip up. Let me just see my way out. Shit gets messy.
He was in the best case scenario, and what's better too is like it was. I don't know if it's not confirmed to be the Phoenix Suns. I don't know if we should start spreading lies.
No, we spreading that shit. It was the Suns.
But apparently, yeah, she was. So like on the show, she was doing everything she could to like hide who it was and and like who was involved, what team. But like in the comments section of the video, like
she was in there.
She literally just is like, someone's like, "What team was it?" And she replies, "The Suns." And someone replies, was Devin Booker involved? The first one.
She said, and then she goes, but he was single though. Don't worry. It was 2 years ago. So
God damn.
Don't want to think about that.
Doesn't help. Doesn't help anything. It doesn't make the situation any better. I mean, I guess Devin was like in the second best case scenario because he got it after the one dude had already got it. So
it's so like, I don't know, man. I don't want to shame anyone, but like, I can't pull my dick out in front of other dudes.
Yeah, I don't think that like I would physically be capable of partaking in that.
Now I have a story about two friends. I don't know if I'm allowed to share it because it's not my story. I'll think about it later and I'll cut it out if I can't share it. But I had two friends that were like, we were a weird group as kids. You know how guys are too when they're younger. Everything's about dicks.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean that's not inaccurate.
I had two friends once get drunk and they crossed streams, and I was like, but we're guys though. You could have peed anywhere.
Yeah. But there's something, ceremonial. There's something like sanctuous about, crossing streams. I mean, I've done it once, but like it was definitely drunk, wasted. But,
I don't think I feel like sober.
There's nothing gay about it, really. It's
especially that was like with the two friends that I have. It was more like, yo, we're drunk and we're best friends. Let's just pee in this toilet real quick.
Yeah, exactly.
That shit. But so since we're on the subject of female and talking about genitalias, have you heard that WAP song by Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B?
For a while I hadn't heard it. Like it wasn't that I was avoiding it. It was just I didn't really care to hear it.
Yeah.
Well, we were at work and I just was like, fuck it.
Oh, did I hear you play that at work?
I don't know if you were there, but like
I haven't really
maybe
heard
you
that
were
song.
there. But like me and Evan were talking and he was just like, you heard WAP? And I was like, honestly, I haven't. I've like read the lyrics and stuff. Like I saw the Ben Shapiro thing.
He said a wet ass P word.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in a
It's
second.
funny. But yeah, I mean, I didn't care to hear it, and I was like, fuck it. We'll just play it, and I'll get my take on it. And I mean, the song was garbage.
So I agree. Here's my thing. I wouldn't say garbage. I like Meg Thee Stallion's part because I feel like she actually is a talented artist. And I felt like Cardi B's part could have been a lot better. And I felt like also it could have been a lot better, but also I think Meg Thee Stallion might have wrote her part too.
I mean, when you make a song like Wet Ass Pussy, it's like hard to make it, I feel like, a good song.
Yeah.
It's like no one's out here making a song called Hard Ass Dick.
I was thinking that too. It's like, okay.
Like rappers rap about sex and shit, but like their songs aren't focused specifically on like dick and like, like.
But you remember
This is almost like a skit. Like it's almost like a joke song. Like it's not like this is like Wet Ass Pussy would be something I feel like I would hear on Saturday Night Live. Making fun of like rappers. So it's crazy that like it's a legitimate song to me.
Do you remember Slop on My Knob?
I do. See, like that's a joke song though. That's like that blew up.
Not joking.
I mean, no. It wasn't like
Slobbing on my knob.
But like people enjoyed it because they took it as a joke.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
So I feel like so
it's crazy because I used to like when Cardi B was first coming up. I was like, damn, like I really like Cardi B, and it's crazy how much now I just don't like her. It
happens to artists when they get big, they get popular, and what they're allowed or what they can rap about shrinks so dramatically.
Like when she dropped her album, I loved her album, but like going back and listening to it is just not the same. I don't know.
I still like it. I don't. Like
I mean, it's still a good
album,
album, but it just like, especially, but like her newer stuff, definitely, I can't really take.
But like, it's just like, I think I had the same problem with Logic. When people come from that position, like Cardi B, like Logic, and they have to grind and they have to struggle, and they're not coming from somewhere where they're like, oh, my dad's here, or like, I have money, so I can afford time in the studio. Like, you have to actually grind for your shit. Mm-hmm. Then you have things to rap about. And then when you're not grinding anymore and you're at the top and you're happy,
so you have nothing to rap about.
Yeah, fuck am I rap about?
You gotta rap about fucking
your wet ass pussy,
a bitch, and fucking a bitch in some Gucci flip flops. That's like immediately what I thought of. Like, what can you rap about now?
I can't even afford Gucci flip flops.
Yeah, exactly.
I have her.
Yeah, exactly.
She for the streets. But back to WAP. I'm gonna be real. I had no intention listening to the song. And then I saw some screenshots on Twitter of the music video, And I was like, let me just go check it out for scientific purposes.
Yeah, obviously.
Let me just go see what's going on because, they was looking great in the video.
Looked amazing.
Kylie
definitely.
Jenner showed up out of nowhere. I was like, what the fuck?
No reason at all.
Bro, you know what she was doing? She was opening doors for viewers.
She's just advertising wet ass pussy is what she's doing.
And not even that. It was just marketing.
Yeah, marketing.
They were just like,
it is marketing.
Let me get your fans.
Yeah, let me slide in here.
But they were all looking fine. Like,
yeah.
I was like,
music video,
yes,
definitely yes.
Can I get some
song
wet ass
itself?
pussy,
No, yeah, I'll take some wet ass pussy, please.
2 servings, please.
Now you're starting to sound like Ben Shapiro.
Yeah, Ben Shapiro.
2 servings.
Bro. Let's talk about wet ass pussy. He was like, your pussy has a mop, or you need a mop for your pussy or whatever. You have like a vaginal disease, and it's like, Ben,
so funny.
You ever heard of like a fucking what's it called? We ever heard of an exaggeration? Like,
well, clearly he's never,
And that's the thing too. It's like, bro, like he's like, my wife says medical disease. It's like, bro, your wife
well, it's also
dry
like
ass pussy.
And I think maybe this was where you're going, but like it's metaphorical, or maybe not hyperbole. It's a hyperbole. Like it's,
there we go. That's the word I was looking for. I couldn't find it.
It's not serious. Like they're not literally mopping the floor like that. I mean, then maybe it's a medical disease. But like they're not actually. It's just like
pouring out. You see the meat.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
That's what they was talking about.
So gross. Oh god.
I love when girls use that shit on Twitter.
Yeah, it's so great. It's a good one.
I saw that shit the other day where it was like this dude just hella chiseled up and this girl just posted just a picture.
Yeah.
I was like, you horny ass bitch.
Yeah, for real. But then when guys do it, it's simping and you get just
guys do it on Twitter.
Attack, yeah.
Bro, they don't even not on Twitter. Everything goes on Twitter.
Everything.
Everything's for the street on Twitter. But yeah, Ben Shapiro was out of pocket. Cardi B responded to him too, and she was like,
I didn't even know that. What did she say?
She said, not to him though, but she said this and then retweeted a bunch of people remixing Ben Shapiro's like talk show with the song.
I do a Kegel while it's inside. Spit in my mouth, look in my eyes. This P word is wet, come take a dive. And continue along these lines.
So that was kind of funny. But she said, I can't believe conservatives so mad about WAP. And then she just posted a bunch of remixes of Ben Shapiro and the WAP song together.
Well, like,
and then someone, I think she retweeted too, you know the picture of, what's the nigga's name from The Simpsons with the glasses? That's always around the old dude. That's what I was looking for.
Is the old dude walking in and then walking out?
Ah, here it is. Is this one?
So
that was Ben Shapiro.
That's fucking, oh my god.
I can't
Mr. Burns and fucking...
Mr. Burns, that's the old dude's name.
I can't think of his assistant. God damn it.
Smithers.
God, I'm pissed.
There we go. It was on the tip of my tongue because I was like, I had a fraternity brother named Smathers, and I was like, all right, there we go.
Yeah, it's close.
So I want to take a quick detour, talk about Black Lives Matter because Black Lives always matter.
Of course.
My show was kind of getting away from it for a little bit, just because I was like, I feel like there's a lot of talk and people watch this for positivity, but I also feel like we can talk about Black Lives Matter and be positive same time.
Absolutely.
So, Dave, know you're down for the cause. We had a little protest in Newtown Square a while back. You had a little incident. If you're not comfortable sharing it, you don't have to, but I kind of wanted you to come on the podcast and talk about what happened.
No, this incident was, I mean, so I guess I consider myself from like just like a rural, just like white dominant area, like Newtown. Like,
all of Delco.
Yeah, all of Delco, exactly. And like I knew like, you know, racism was a thing. Like I'd never really seen it before. So we were at this protest and this guy pulls up to a red light, and you know, there's like 100 of us, I'd say. Like there was a good turnout.
Newtown Square turned out. I will say that.
Yeah. So this guy pulls up to this red light. He's about to make a left, and he's screaming like the N-word. Basically, he's just screaming it, just like saying all these things, and like I'm just getting my blood is boiling. Like the fact that this guy has the audacity to just start screaming this shit, like thinking he's safe in his car, just like. Pissed me the fuck off. So like,
and I want to say you have more composure than me because I dead ass would have ripped him out.
I mean, some people like when I
car,
like after the whole incident, some people were definitely like, "You shouldn't have done that." And I was like,
fuck that.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know what I should have done. What
you should have done,
but like this was just pure emotions. But so like, he was on the like basically on the other side of the road. I'm like. Cars are coming, but I like find a time to just run across the street. I book it, and I'm literally just like screaming in his face, like I'm sorry you hate your life. Like, his wife was in the car too, literally just sitting there quiet.
That's always how it is.
He was just like, you're just as bad as them. You're one of them. Like, all this shit, just screaming the N-word still. And I'm like in his, like, basically like my sign in his car screaming in his face, like, you hate yourself. Like, I'm sorry you hate yourself. Just over and over again. Like, I'm sorry for your kids, all this shit. And he just, like, the light turned green. He drives off, flipping everybody off. And, like, some people were like, clapping and like saying good job, but like some people were like, you shouldn't have done that. And I was just like, I don't know what I should have done. That was just pure emotion right there. But it was just crazy to think that like that deep of racism like existed, where I was. Like I said, like I knew obviously racism doesn't like, it's not completely non-existent anywhere. Like,
yeah, but you get in your little bubble and then it's like, oh, like,
but yeah, and like being like, I mean, like even being Asian, like I've never even like experienced racism, so like seeing it to that degree so that quickly, yeah. Like I just never,
you would have saw that shit then.
I mean, maybe like once when I was like in elementary school, but like didn't bother me like really, like I've never experienced it. I've never experienced racism to that extent, and that was just like blood boiling. Like I just couldn't like believe that like that there were people like this that lived so close to me,
Yeah.
And it infuriated me, but like I did what I could, I just participated at the protest, and it turned out very well.
Yeah, which is crazy because I was like, when we talk about that bubble too, I was out there because I had to work. So I was like, I asked my boss, I was like, yo, can I go out and go protest real quick? Because in my head, I was like, yo, like I'm black, I'm going out there regardless. Because there's a bunch of white people out there. So I was like, hey, you mind if I go out and go protest for like 10, 15 minutes? And he was like, yeah, it looks like there's like all white people out there. You should probably get out there. Like, all right.
That is just such a that is something he would say. It's so funny. And I think Brendan also participated as well at that point in time.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's what I was like.
Or maybe it wasn't that day, but
a different day. Yeah,
it was a different day where Brendan went out there. But
yeah, I was like, all right, cool. Like, let me just.
I
went over there and people were just honking and supporting, and I was like, yo, Newtown Square is really down for the
it was
cause.
really
like,
no,
that's
but
really cool.
Like okay, so I did have that one really shitty experience, but like other than that, like there were a few other, like waving like truck, like
I saw people with flags and shit.
Honestly, the only people that like were anti the protest were people in big ass trucks waving Blue Lives Matters. Like that's not a coincidence. Like I'm sorry, but
they probably knew what was happening.
And like some of them would like like some trucks they have that like blackout shit like that they just drive off and like create a huge smoke cloud. Like they drive by with their blue they drive by with their blue flags
coal
and just
and
like
shit.
blowing that shit out, and it's just like what dick bags. But like 95% of it was people honking, supporting,
I just love standing on the
corner. It was
corner
really awesome. It was
honking.
heartwarming seeing people, and like we did the whole like kneeling for 8 minutes thing, and that shit was awful. Like,
I'm not gonna lie, we knelt, and I was like,
I did.
It's about time Brenda said I should come in. Let me just.
The whole thing. I did the whole thing. One knee, didn't get up, didn't move my knee. I did it because I wanted to, see what it was like, that like because that pain what I'm feeling is nothing compared to what George obviously felt.
But then it's like, if you're feeling that, how is the officer not fucking feeling it?
And exactly. So it's like I'm doing this, and like like I did the whole 8 minutes, but the whole time I'm just like, this feels like eternity. Like I can't imagine it being like more painful than this, and like going through 8 minutes of that. But I did it, and like everyone else did it, and it was awesome to see. So
yeah, it's a Newtown Square showed out, and then like recently we had media showed out too, which is I'm also from media. That was nice, and I live close to Ridley, and I saw Ridley have a Black Lives Matter protest, and all the races in Ridley showed up for that one.
Yeah, I'm sure there's plenty out in Ridley. There's like
so many in Ridley.
There's a lot of hicks out there, I want to say.
Oh yeah, but media in Swarthmore area is really nice. They're really smart about their covert racism. Try and keep it to like the educational system and the cops, but the people that live there are like free-loving Swarthmore. Media is kind of a mixed bag.
Media is a mix, but yeah, I definitely see the hippie like piece.
Swarthmore is like all free love and shit. I mean, they're still.
I mean, like we said, there's still racism everywhere. There's not going to be racism.
But I bring this all up because obviously Black Lives Matter, and I've been seeing people saying like justice for Connor. Have you heard about this little white boy that got shot in his backyard?
So I haven't like seen any of like how people have been like responding, but I did just see it in the news. So like I don't know if like I don't know any of the other details other than what had happened.
So yeah, I mean I really don't even know the details of what happened. I just know a little kid was shot, and it's awful. But the person was arrested, and
that's crazy that they would be so quick for that.
And that's my thing too. Is like you got to have the book thrown at him.
Yeah,
you about to be prosecuted fast as shit, and Connor's gonna have justice. Like what more? Like in that context, what are we supposed to be like?
This is like
protesting for. Like that nigga, the justice is happening right now.
Not trying to downplay this situation at all. Like obviously losing a child like that young is awful, and no one should have to experience it.
Real quick, but
hey niggas get shot every day, B.
Yeah, yeah, that is true. That is also very true. But it is sad. I mean, like to think about that is depressing. But like. This it couldn't have happened at like a better time, to be honest. Like this just proves how much different society is towards the black community, where this guy like
is immediately arrested.
Like that is crazy, and we're still out here trying to get justice for Breonna Taylor and all these
George Floyd and the autistic boy whose name I'm sorry I can't even think of right now. I apologize, but he was also choked out.
It's just crazy that. I mean, that's just white privilege. I mean, everyone cares for the whites. I don't know if you've seen that South Park episode.
Which one? I've seen a lot of South Park.
The newest season. It's pretty funny. It's just like it's basically a family last name's like white, and like they make a big deal about like no one cares for the whites ever, like all this stuff. I think you would appreciate the episode. It's really funny.
South Park be on the ball, but yeah, it's like it's crazy. It's like two completely different systems. And as much as I enjoy marijuana and I want marijuana to be legal, it's like it is illegal in states recreationally and people are still locked up for it. And that's fucked up. Yeah. It literally is just two whole ass justice systems.
For real, honestly.
But I mean, there's a lot of shit going on. Like, so to put some positive spin on it, Captain Marvel 2 has a female black director. So we here for that.
There we go.
She directed the reboot of Candyman, which I actually never saw because Corona happened.
I'm not a horror guy.
Oh, horror is my shit.
I am literally a bitch.
You don't like Goosebumps and shit?
Dude,
turn all the lights off,
put it on. Oh my god. Fuck that shit. I would literally cry. I think I would rather die than experience that. I'm such a bitch. Like I know it's fake, but I can't get over it. Like I like thriller, like Thriller's suspense, nice, like edge of the seat, because like there's no like fucking pop-ups. Like I fucking hate pop-ups.
All right, so
getting scared. Like I think like the one thing I would say is like my biggest thing is I hate being like scared, and I hate being, this just makes me sound like a bitch, but like shocked. Like anything that's like surprise, I fucking hate that. Like I hate surprises.
I'm not a fan of them.
Like that, like the one scale at our work,
dude,
is like
shocks
faulty. Yeah, so like if you turn it off, like if you try and turn it off, it shocks you.
I hate that, yeah.
So I'm like getting anyone else to turn that fucking shit off. I'm not going near that thing. Like I hate that feeling.
I remember the first time I saw Billy go at it with a pen, and I was like, yo, that's genius, actually.
Yeah. And then the one day, it's crazy. This just makes our store just sound like it's broken. But like the table by the registers, I guess there was another like faulty wire, and you could touch the table and you could feel the shocks like running through it, like the electricity running through it. Like,
as I remember, I told Brendan about it, and then I was like,
I was sitting on it, and I was like in pain. I was like, why does this hurt for me to just be sitting on this table?
I was just like, what the fuck? It tastes like I'm tasting a battery right now.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it felt like. Like the hot pocket, literally, like when you put a battery in your pocket.
And I was like, all right, let me just. So Brendan was fixing it, and I was trying to tell someone else about it, and they were just like, I don't feel anything. And I was like, man, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck off. I'm not crazy.
Like, it was just there a second ago.
I'm not crazy.
I saw this video on Twitter that I wanted to show you, but Twitter took it down immediately.
No way.
It was basically about this fucking... No, it's not even funny. I'm sorry. This kid was molested by his karate teacher. And the karate teacher took him to a relative's house of his karate teacher for like 3 days. So basically kidnapped the kid. And police found out, police got the kid, arrested the guy, and were about to transport him back. Dad finds out, his parents are divorced, or separated at least. Shh, I don't know what the fuck that is. So dad finds out which airport he's coming in at, and he chills by the fucking like phone booth. Oh, maybe it was on WorldStar. Everything's on WorldStar.
Yeah, WorldStar, nothing.
So he chills by the phone booth, and then as the dude who molested his son walks by, he just turns around and pops dude in the head.
No way.
And if you could handle it, I can show you because I found it.
Yeah.
I definitely can't put it on this.
No.
If they took it off YouTube, I definitely can't put it on this. Or if they took it off Twitter, I can't put it on YouTube. This part, geeks, I probably could show this part because when he says molested by this man, he pans at the guy in the front first, and I was like,
I thought it was the
that
guy in front.
the guy that looks like a pedophile.
Yeah, because I was like, that guy looks like a pedophile.
Bro, he was waiting for right there at the fucking telephone, John. What is it? I don't even know what they're called. But he was just chilling, waiting for him. He had the whole Marvel disguise on with a hat and sunglasses and shit. This group chat blowing up about the Sixers game. Sixers probably lost to the Celtics.
Killed. Oh my god.
Dude, one shot. And the cops rush in. They're like, why, Jerry? You didn't have to do that. Why?
This is like such a philosophical topic.
Nah, shoot that nigga. I don't care. I'm sorry. Now, I say shoot that nigga. The kid said that his mom actually helped him cope with it a lot. It took him years to forgive his father for that. His mom helped him cope because his mom was calm about it, helped him process, and he was like, that actually helped me. My dad being angry and going guns blazing literally did not help me at all.
That public too, to do it, like, it's definitely traumatizing. So, I mean, I'm on team, like, that guy deserves to rot in hell. Like, anyone that does that is just definitely deserves to rot in hell. Like, I don't care. Like, definitely, I'm all for giving him the death penalty. But yeah, that is like, I don't know.
It's crazy. It literally is like becoming a vigilante. Like, I'm about to Batman this shit.
Like, I personally don't think I could pull that trigger, but like, I mean, like, totally, like, fuck that. Like, the guy deserves to die. Yeah. I mean, that's my honest opinion on it. Like,
my only complaint is that he wasn't suffering longer. Like, I would have shot him like 8 times in the gut.
Yeah, like, I can't, like, I would love to have that, like, be able to do that, but like, because definitely, I mean, the guy definitely deserves to be tortured before he dies. Like, he definitely deserves harsh torture before dying. Like, that's definitely my thought on it. I couldn't be the one to administer it, but like,
and then that's another question too.
But also, I've never been in a situation where my son has been molested. Like,
fuck, like, I need to kill. Like, you feel like you're a failure because it's your son.
Yeah, and then I have that feeling of wanting to kill somebody. Like, I've never had that feeling. So
yeah. I feel like
it's tough.
Once we become parents, we'll definitely understand. The ability
100%.
He probably wanted to strangle him with his own hands. He was like, "Nah, that's gonna take too long. They're gonna stop me first."
Daughter's first ex-boyfriend. I'm gonna murder that guy.
Bro, I hate the whole thing where you show up to the girl's house and the dad's sitting there with the shotgun.
No, I mean, I'm not gonna be like that guy.
Fuck,
no, I'm gonna be cool. I'll be cool. Like, I'm gonna try and accept the guy, but if I get like bad vibes right off the bat, then I'm just, because I feel like even right now I know who I want to personally hang out with and who I don't.
Yeah.
And who I want to hang out is definitely someone like, you know, who I'd want my daughter to be around. Like, that's fine.
Yeah.
But like, if I make that assessment that he's not okay, then he's getting the axe from me.
Yeah.
Not literal axe. We're gonna cut him from the island is all. He's not welcome in my family.
Chop him down for real. I was gonna say though, my thought about like how we want him to be tortured and rot in prison. It's kind of like, how do we view prison then? Is prison for rehabilitation, or is it this awful place where you go and you get butt raped? Like, which one do we want?
I feel like, yeah, because I mean, The Office is weird because when you know the episode Prison Mike, like the guy that went to jail, I forget his name on the show, whatever. He's like, oh, it was great. Like, it wasn't that bad. Like, I had a roof over my head. You know, like, we had free time, like activities and stuff. Like, it really wasn't that bad. But then, like, some places are like penitentiary, like fucking, like, anyone could kill you at any second. But like, I don't know, like, why is one place like a luxury and one place not? You know, like, well, I don't know if that's the Michael Scott, like, that's fucking The Office. So I don't know if all that's true.
Like, weird,
like, I imagine prison sucking, yes, but like, it depends. I guess it depends on what you did. Like,
yeah,
if you're a murderer, you're gonna be sent with all the other murderers. But if you're like a tax evader or something, like,
no, you're getting a cushy spot.
Yeah, you're gonna just be like, you get 2 hours free time, you know, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's it. Like, yeah, which is fine, I guess.
I definitely heard that, like, from the most people, the hardest thing about prison is just the time.
Yeah,
and just being around the same fucking people all the time.
Yeah, and I mean, you don't, like, sure, you have activities, but like, probably a lot of them are lame. Like, you know, like, you're gonna lose your mind. We're not glorifying prison by any means. Like, no one wants to go to fucking prison or jail.
Let me speak from experience. I was in a maximum security. Was it maximum security? It was a...
You're making it sound like the fucking CIA's most wanted.
It was a prison that was like, at WU, they take you here when you get like a drunken disorder.
Definitely not maximum
it's a drunk
security. I imagine maximum security, like snipers at the fucking watchtowers and stuff. Like,
here, let me see if I could figure out what it was.
Because I think jail is just like prison's like the bad one. Like, prison's where you don't want to go. Jail's like, if you go, whatever.
Yeah, prison's definitely
the worst end
the
of
big
state.
boy stuff.
That's the big boy stuff.
So yeah, it was just a correctional facility. So basically, long story short, I had a warrant for some stuff I did here. I basically got arrested for some weed in Wallingford. I had a ticket for it, went to WU for school, and I was like, my lawyer was like, your court date's this date. And I was like, yo, I got a bio test that date, so can we move it? And he was like, yeah. Never got back to me. And to be fair, though, by the time I had gotten to WU, I was on my like 11th phone number. All my friends can testify I never was able, like this, I've had this phone number for like about 2 years now. I've never been able to hold down a phone number for that long. I think this is number like 15.
This guy's avoiding us.
So my lawyer probably tried to get in contact with me, couldn't. So I was chilling one day, and I was at the house, and my roommate came up because we were both in the same fraternity. He was like, "Yo, like a warrant came to the apartment," and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's weird. That's probably nothing." And then
definitely not nothing.
I thought it was like spam or some shit. And then on 420, I was smoking in my apartment. A couple cops drove by, started freaking out. Put most of my weed in the back of my toilet, which fucking saved me. Cops came through. They're like, "Yo, we gotta search you." I was like, "There's nothing in here." So I don't know why I'm going on so many tangents, but my my friend was just over smoking with me, who actually lives in Philly too, Roxborough, but whatever. So yeah, he was like, we smoked. He left, and I was like, "Yeah, you left your TD bank bag here. Is there anything in it?" He was like, "Nah." Cops roll through. I'm like, "Go ahead, search it. Ain't nothing in here." Because all my weed's in the back of the fucking toilet tank. It's like a fucking whole ounce back there. And they go open the TD bank bag. It's like a whole eighth big ass nug chilling there. They're like, "What's this?" And I was like, "Yo, you're never gonna believe me, but that's not mine."
Yeah,
but
you're
like...
not gonna believe me. You've probably heard this before, but seriously, not mine.
I swear to God, it's not mine. They're like, "Yeah, all right." So they're like, "All right, well, here's your little ticket, this and that." Boop. Warrant. Wilson. Quit. No, you actually gotta come with us. And I was like, "Fuck."
Yeah. Oh my God, getting dragged off
so
like
they
that.
handcuffed me, and the one officer was like, "Oh, can I use your bathroom real quick?" And I was like, "Is that even a question? Like, what?"
He actually asked you to go to the bathroom?
Yes. So
I feel like that is not the time.
I was like, "Bro, like,
hold it."
like
You're arresting me. I want to say no.
Not even that. I can't say no.
I want to say no, but I have to say yes.
Beat my ass if I say no.
Yeah.
And then like they're asking me like, "What's this list over here?" Which, oh my God, they probably thought I was selling drugs. They were like, "What's this list?" And I was like, I'm the pledge class president, so this is the list of all the fraternity members. And the officer was like, "Oh yeah, I was an SAE," and I was like, "Oh, all right, whatever." Like,
of course you were.
Yeah, like fucking fuckboy. But
yeah.
Take me to a fucking correctional facility. Oh no, I'm sorry. So he pees in my toilet, and the weed's in the back of the toilet tank.
Oh my God.
And so as he's peeing, I'm just like, "Motherfucker, just hurry the fuck
get out of there."
He fucking leaves, and we get in the car, and I was like, "All right, well, that's one problem dealt with," because that's a whole. In West Virginia, like here, a misdemeanor is 28 grams. West Virginia, it's 15. Anything over 15 is a felony.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay.
So I was like, all right, cool. Now I just got to deal with this one problem. So they processed me, put me in the jail cell, moved me.
Did you experience any racism from the police, just curiously, at West Virginia?
I actually experienced more racism from Swarthmore police.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
No, because I was just curious.
It's not a lot of black people in Swarthmore. And they think everyone that's black comes from Chester because it's the same fucking road.
Yeah, same road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I actually experienced okay.
Okay, your computer.
It's asleep. Let's see. Yeah, we're good.
Just want to make sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say basically being in West Virginia, everyone was nice, and I thought I was gonna go down to Florida, and I was like, I have Southern hospitality. I did that for 2 years. Get to Florida, everybody mean.
No, I would say Southern hospitality just extends from probably like maybe like the southern part of like Virginia to like
South Carolina.
I was literally going to say South Carolina. Probably Georgia.
Okay, yeah, we go to Georgia.
Probably go to Georgia, but like definitely not in Florida. There's none of that.
They're just like fuck.
Everyone's just like fucking tourists. That's just what they are. They're just like fucking tourists.
That's what I was too, a tourist.
But like Yeah, there's no Southern hospitality. It's only like a certain region of the South that has, you can say, is Southern hospitality.
Yeah. So I didn't experience any racism from the police. They put me in the Morgantown police jail. And then from there, they transported me 70 miles away to the correctional facility, which is doo-doo cheeks. There's no bus back.
Oh my God.
I was there for a warrant. Imagine if you got a
Oh
drunken
my
disorderly
God.
and you have to sit in the drunk tank 70 miles away and then find your own way back home.
That sucks. That's
Hit up one of your
actually
friends and
awful.
shit, be like, yo, can you... So they moved me to this correctional facility where they made me get naked and shit and shower, and I was waiting for someone to come in and go up my butt. No one came in. They just made me shower by myself. And I was like, I could be hiding something right now. Y'all would just not know.
Yeah, you would not know.
So they put me inside a cell with this one dude, just older white guy, referred to me as Wilson. I forget what his last name was, with not first name basis. But he was pretty chill. He left at like 5:30 in the morning to go on work release. Came back at night. So I was sitting in the cell mainly by myself.
How long were you there for?
Like a day. Like maybe like 2 nights, 1 day.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because I got in, like, basically the whole ride was that 1 day. Got processed, and got put in the cell at night. Pulled me out in the middle of the night to further
24
process
hours,
me.
would you say? Like,
Probably that, yeah.
yeah.
So they let us out to like read books in our little, like, you've seen the jail documentaries where they have the little room and they have the cells, and then there's like the dormitory, not dormitory,
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And then they brought us outside to like a space probably the same size as my basement, all the way up with some bars and shit, and then you could see out the sky. That was it.
Wow, okay. At least got a view.
And so they had this game where they fucking took rocks like chalk and just grinded them into the sidewalk so you could see the lines. And you took your fucking, they gave you flip-flops like this, no laces, no nothing, just orange-ass Crocs.
Right.
And they had this game where they would just...
Flip it.
Yep, and then you would go the squares, and I was like, bro, they gotta let me the fuck out of here.
I'm gonna lose my mind. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't have technology, you don't have shit. Like, I personally would just get bored as fuck in jail.
So I can't do this shit. I literally did not know anyone's number but my mom. Called my mom crying. I was like, yo, I'm in jail. Well, she already knew I was in jail from the police station because I called her crying there.
Yeah.
Crying the whole time.
I mean, I would be crying too. Like, I fucked up. My life's in ruin.
Never been in jail before. I was like, yo, this shit is ass. So I called her and I was like, yo, listen, you need to get in contact, go on Facebook, find this dude, Kev Coral, talk to him. So she calls Kev, or talks to Kev on Facebook. He tells the fraternity dudes, and everyone's just like, yo, like, all right, let's get Cliff out. So the president of the fraternity was my roommate. My big was his big. So he was like, yo, here's a car. Here's like $100. Go get Cliff. So him and another dude, Red, came down to get me. He was like, give him some non-prison food. So I was like, all right, bet. They picked me up. Damn, 128 to 101. Damn, Joel Embiid really was going off. Jason Tatum.
I hate the Sixers. Yeah. Process failed. We just got to get over it.
Fire Brett Brown.
Yeah,
the process was doing good until Elton Brandon got. We didn't need Al Horford. Gave Tobias so much money. We were straight.
Best wishes to Markelle Fultz, but that situation fucked us.
Think about this lineup though. Post Markelle Fultz, Robert Covington, LeBron James, Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, and then
we probably would have had
maybe Dario.
Yeah,
that's a solid lineup.
We suck. That's all I have to say. Is that we're just not. It's Brett Brown.
I was gonna say we have talent. Get rid of Brett Brown, and I don't know what the fuck you gotta do about Al Horford.
I don't know why. I mean, he was good for the Celtics. He just doesn't, I guess, fit the positions here.
Yeah.
Absolutely murdered.
What is? Oh, is that the John you were talking about?
Yeah.
Bet I'll try that.
The John.
The lettuce, cheese, and what would you say?
Sriracha.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta go way closer.
Yeah, where's Cliffy? Well, I don't know what the thing is. No, I'm in it.
Do I sound okay?
Yeah.
Cliffy.
Oh yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, we'll see how it goes. I won't finish the rhyme. What was it? What was the old? No.
Just give me a stiff.
I'm Dave, by the way.
Eddie, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, man.
Hey, look at this. This is Friendception.
Podcast bringing people together
all the time. So yeah, we're just talking about sports.
There you go.
Sixers sucking.
Yep.
So anti-sports. Well,
something like that. I mean, there's not many sports on right now.
Yeah.
I don't know what the sport's about to do actually. NBA is chilling, but everything else is like, yeah.
Not so much the sports. Sports opera.
Yeah.
Instead of a soap opera. All the drama.
Speaking of sports opera, did you guys hear about the dude who was cut from the Seattle Seahawks?
For what was it? Breaking.
He broke team policy and tried to bring a girl up to the hotel, which you're normally not supposed to do anyway, but especially during like COVID.
Yeah, I mean,
shouldn't be bringing people up to.
So
Was
definitely,
she tested? Like shit.
definitely,
No.
definitely dumb move, but over the top on the Seahawks end to cut him completely. Like you just put that man out of a job.
Nah,
He could have
bro.
put everyone out of the job.
I was gonna say you gotta cut him.
Yes.
Here's the thing
Could've.
too, it's his own fault. He was an undrafted free agent.
I mean, you don't
And was
see
one of the
who was
last
who's the
signings.
basketball player that literally.
Lou Williams,
Yeah,
6th man of the year. Lou Williams versus an undrafted rookie free agent.
I guess. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. When you put it like that, yeah, cut him. Not worth the money.
Yeah.
That's not worth the money at all. We're
Not
barely
worth
the
paying
risk,
you.
not worth
Yeah,
the money.
he fucked up his own.
I didn't
bag.
realize it was a. You said rookie second year or something.
Rookie, yeah.
Rookie, yeah. Just dumbass.
He
Yeah,
got lucky. He got in under the wire too before everything happened, and there was
Literally.
no like anybody knew.
Yeah.
literally. And then they were like, "Well, bye."
Yes. Yeah.
He tried to sneak her up in team uniform too.
No, it wasn't in team. It wasn't in
Pads
like,
and all.
Wasn't it like not even their team? It was like another team, wasn't it?
Was it another
I
team?
thought it was like the Saints or something. He dressed her up at. I don't know. Regardless, still
yeah.
dumbass decision.
Yeah, he tried to. No, he tried to sneak her in as a Seahawks player.
And then were on. Was he on the Seahawks? There's no. I don't
Yeah,
think
he was a-
I
he
thought
was a-
was on the Saints or something.
No, he was on the He's the Seahawks cornerback.
Fake news.
And then I had the tweet where someone posted a picture of her, and they was like, "You lost your shit for that," and I was like, "Don't be mean to the girl," but like, yeah, let me show you what she looks like.
She's just trying to get a cut of the money. That's all.
What if they was just really trying to hook up? And like, that's just such a dumb decision for him to make, though. It's like,
Yeah, I mean, definitely.
I
Stupid.
mean, if he's still with her,
That's the girl.
yeah,
if he's still with her, then
He better
you gotta
be.
ask him. Yeah, you gotta. That was a costly decision. Was it worth it to him? I hope so. Yes.
Based off looks, no.
But I'm
gonna
like-
say no.
unless it's Rihanna or Meg Thee Stallion or like Beyonce.
Yeah, for a plain
I'm not-
Jane looking person.
Yeah,
You're not
No.
sneaking them anywhere though.
Yeah. I'm
No,
not-
you're
So-
not. Yeah,
Well, I guess, I mean,
it's Meg Thee Stallion.
Yo,
We about
put
to
this
smash.
towel over your
I
head.
guess, yeah, if you go
Hey,
plain,
Meg could line up as a linebacker.
probably. She'd be better than a lot of them.
What were you about to say?
Totally forgot.
It's just like, bro, like you risked. She not attractive. That's not what I'm trying to say. But like you risked.
No, but yeah.
Your career.
She was definitely a good looking girl, but it's just like, yeah, I'd be sneaking in, supermodels.
Exactly.
At least, yeah. If you're a basketball player or a football player.
Like a once in a lifetime opportunity is what I sneak in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, to get cut for that.
And that's the thing. Who knows anymore? You got like STDs to start. Now you got a fucking pandemic to worry about.
Yeah.
They
Like,
spread syphilis and COVID.
Yeah.
I don't envy people just trying to like date right now. Like, good fucking luck.
Yeah, it's not the right time for that.
Uh-uh.
Not the right time.
Nigga said, "Listen, we out here, all right? It's lonely out here in COVID land." They was like, "Go sit at home with a boo." Nah.
I've been lonely for 23 years. I think people can wait.
No, all right.
Let's dive into that.
So nigga, same. Let's not dive into that. Actually.
So, how do you feel right now?
Nigga, sad and lonely.
I'm sad and lonely.
Fuck you, Eddie.
I'm chilling.
I'm chilling.
She made my burger. I'm happy. Thanks, Sam. Shout out. Bean burger.
Shout out.
Shout out to not being sad.
It was
Yeah.
delicious.
Shout out to not being sad.
So I have a question for you guys.
I might have an answer.
Do you think nepotism is bad?
Explain what it is.
Nepotism is benefiting from someone that you have a relationship with. So like Trump promoting people in his staff because they're his daughter's husband, whatever, nepotism. Right? You being an actor, you get your son a role because he has your name. You working at a CEO company, you get your son a job because he has your
No.
name.
I don't.
I think it
I
depends
think-
on-
I think it-
yeah.
I mean, it's definitely. It's
It's a mixed
it's
bag.
unfair.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it's unfair, but it's not unfair because it's like, granted, that person could have started it, and like, he's just setting up the family. He's just
Yeah.
trying to make sure his kids are happy.
Isn't that what you would want to do?
It's
That's what I
bad.
would
I
wanna
think.
do.
It,
Like
I
the
think.
first king.
I think it becomes bad. I think it becomes bad if the said person being like given everything turns out to be not a good person.
Yes.
Like, I think it's okay, but if they don't learn the right values and morals that comes with all that responsibility,
It's the issue, though.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
That's the issue,
like. So
'cause
I don't think it's bad. So
If you're
that's
just
fine.
giving it, then how are you going to learn the worth of it.
Exactly.
I think
Trump, I feel like, was given everything.
Absolutely.
And was not taught anything.
Yeah.
So that's where nepotism's bad. But like, yeah, I think.
So I have a story about, there's an actor who, like, for the longest time, I didn't realize this was his dad, but I'd been watching stuff and I was like, this nigga trying to do like a Denzel Washington like imitation, like, is this on point? I'll pull up a picture of the dude, but he was in Black Klansman, and he's also on this TV show I watched with The Rock called Ballers. I'm just gonna type in Denzel Washington's son.
Denzel Washington's son.
But yeah, he basically changed his name when he went into Hollywood, and when he would go on auditions, he'd be like, yeah, like my dad was in jail, or my dad's locked up, or sold drugs, or this and that. He's not in the picture. But it's like, his mannerisms are, this is what he looks like. If you've seen Black Klansman or Ballers.
But he's not his son?
He is his son.
Oh, he is his son.
But he told people he changed his name so people wouldn't associate him with Denzel Washington.
So he's...
Because he didn't want to benefit from nepotism.
Smart.
I respect the decision. I mean, I'll definitely respect that choice if people would do it. But, like, you're definitely missing out on a lot of opportunity, for sure. Like,
it's so hard.
As long as you're humble and, like, as long as you're humble about it, I think it can be, like, why not? Like... That's like, I think that's how the world runs. Like, C's get degrees. Like, as long as you have connections, that's what's going to get you somewhere in the world. And if your connection is literally your father, that's okay. But if you're going to be an asshole about it, then that's not okay.
Exactly. I think like a similar situation. Nicolas Cage also changed his name.
Did he?
Because his father was in Hollywood.
So his real last name isn't Cage?
No.
Wow.
It's actually uncaged.
Like, yeah, it's because it sounds like, I mean, it does sound like, now that you mention it, I mean, definitely sounds like a fake name, Nicolas Cage. Like, that is just such a perfect name.
Yeah, Nicholas Kim Kapala. I don't know who the fuck his dad is, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, could have been famous back then. I just don't know the name off the top of my head.
Yeah, his dad was a director. I mean, and he went to Hollywood
respect,
high school.
I guess. That only makes me respect them even more.
Yeah, it's just like you can do it without
People
it.
might shit on Nicolas Cage, but I respect that.
Nicolas Cage made a hell of a career.
He's had such a weird career.
Household name.
I like Nicolas Cage. I have no quarrels with him.
I'd be confused. He in certain movies good, and he in some movies bad.
Yeah, it's just like it's kind of like Keanu Reeves. Like Keanu Reeves is like good in some movies and crappy in some movies. Like
when your catalog is as big as Nick Cage's, though, they cannot all be winners.
Yeah,
I think you gotta read the script before you sign on, though, right? You'd be like, "This is a stinker." Yeah. All right, give me money.
Sometimes he just wants to do it. Like, I don't know. I'd assume he's worked with enough people that he's like, yeah, you want me for your movie? Fuck it, let's do it. It's Nick Cage. You think he gives a shit? I watched one where it's him and his wife, and there's like some airborne disease which makes everybody try to kill their kids, and it's him and his wife trying to murder their 3 children, and it is the craziest I've seen Nick Cage, and that's saying something.
Do you do the crazy face in it?
Pretty much.
Okay, yeah. He had a crazy face in every one of his movies like that.
That was a good one. But they're all bound to be. There's bound to be a stinker.
Was that you were saying that was a stinker, or was that?
No, that one was really good. But like sometimes he might just be throwing like a helping hand, or he's like, oh, that might be fun to just act insane.
Yeah, could be. And he's still gonna. I guess regardless, at the end of the day, he's gonna make money.
Money. Yeah.
Yeah. At this point, he's set.
I don't have a problem with Nicolas Cage though.
Yeah, me neither. And now learning about that makes me respect him.
That he just did it for himself.
Because he's like, he made his career on his own. I mean, I'm sure there was like a little help, but like regardless, like
yeah,
he tried to do it on his own.
I feel like it's the same thing with like Denzel Washington's son, where they roll up to the fucking shoot and it's like, nigga, we know your daddy.
Yeah,
or it's like your dad's in prison. Is that what your mom told you?
if they're that famous, then they're definitely recognizable.
Yeah,
in that career. So I don't think I would be able to recognize Denzel Washington's son.
I wouldn't.
But what if they're like, oh look, it's little so and so from the Christmas party?
Yeah.
It's like, you all grown up. No, my dad is in prison.
I don't know who you are talking about.
You're just acting.
Said end scene, right? That was great.
Get the performance.
So you're hired. Oh, fun story for the podcast. I accidentally snuck weed in Florida.
Accidentally?
Yeah.
Did it on purpose.
Totally on purpose.
Fuck yeah. Because I was asking people in the store, I was like, because we're going to buy bud when we're in Florida. So I was like, should I bring bud with me? And the consensus was no, it's not worth the risk if you're going to get bud in Florida. So we get to Florida, pick up our bud and shit. I go to put on some pants, get comfy. I pick up the pants and I hear a crinkle in it. And I was like, what the fuck? And
Money?
I open the pocket. And it was just an eighth of weed sitting there in the bag. And I was like, what the fuck, TSA?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just
I'm
weed.
bringing weed back.
It's just weed. Yeah.
That was I did that in Denver. I left a grinder with some weed in it because I didn't want to bring it back, and I was clean otherwise. I totally forgot to take it out. Like, I thought I just left it on this bench, but then I got, like, home, and I'm just, like, in the car looking for a charger, and I'm just like, oh, mother. Well, we made it.
Yeah.
What's it? Well,
So, like, and I always, like, this is just, I guess, me just being stupid, but I always just thought that the dogs that would, like, because I would always smoke before going on flights, too, and, like, I don't think I've ever, like, accidentally done that, but, like,
yo, flying.
I've definitely
is lit,
felt
by
like
the
I've
way.
smelled, like, weed, and, like, I've seen those dogs, but they're bomb dogs. Like,
Yeah.
they're supposed to sniff, like, explosives, but I always thought they were, like, drug dogs. Like, oh my God, they're going to smell me. Like,
Yeah.
I've definitely had that, like, paranoid high moment. Like, they're going to smell me. They know.
Bro, they have that at the fucking train stations too. And I remember I was high as shit walking through. Just high as shit. Literally high as shit tunnel vision. And I was like, oh, that's a cute ass dog. I start walking towards it, about to pet it. I get like this far away and I was like, hi. And I was just beamed towards the Wendy's and I was like, that's a police dog.
It's not a puppy to be pet. It is not
I think
a
on the
puppy
job.
to be pet.
He is working 9 to 5 right now.
I was like, that was a big no.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I
You
ended
get
up,
arrested for that?
what, petting the, probably. That's probably like
I
assault
feel
of
like
an
that's
officer.
definitely
Yeah,
not. I
it
feel
probably
like-
is.
Yeah, I don't think you're. Yeah, I think you can definitely get arrested for that.
They'd be like,
Maybe like it'd be like very minor, but like definitely don't do that.
like a misdemeanor. I was like, let me just not pet this
Yeah,
nigga.
they might even be like time served just from all the bites.
I just
Yeah.
had weed to weed too, so I was like, this nigga probably
Yeah, that
smell
dog
me.
might have also reacted to biting you.
It's funny too because they don't just bark when they smell shit. At least not maybe bomb dogs.
Do they
do.
like
They
just
probably
chase?
should.
They just go right after.
No, like certain ones, like if it's not the place and that's not who they're trying to get, they
Oh,
don't want
really?
it smelled like it's like I don't know. They probably whimper or something, but they're pretty well trained.
Yeah, definitely.
like
So they're gonna like maybe
Just point with
maybe
their
just
nose.
like just like get ready like
Like a
Right.
toucan
rip out their
sand.
seat a
Follow your
little, but
nose.
not yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. All right. Well, yeah.
So
Fuck
they
this
might
snitch
even
ass
smell
dog.
that shit, yeah, all day long, and just be like, hey, that guy's
Yeah,
cool.
that guy's fine.
I'm not gonna
Whatever.
shoot about him.
So he about to party.
He definitely knows. They definitely they know the smells.
Also got offered drugs in Florida. Obviously,
Yeah, that's gonna always happen.
place we were staying, there was like hella crackheads by the 7-Eleven. It was not a good place. The Airbnb was nice, but the area was awful. So I walked down the street to get some bread and some wraps, and this dude was like, "Yo, you good?" And I was like, "Yeah, I already got some stuff at the house." And he was like, "I got that Snow White," and I was like, "No, sir, we just came from Disney. I already saw her. I'm good." And just kept walking.
Yeah,
And then I was like, "Let me just make sure to like beeline away from this nigga
Let me
on the
not-
way
Why
back."
don't you take a loop around the block?
Yeah,
'Cause
I heard taking drugs from strangers is something you're supposed to do.
I was just like, "Let me not die today." I've
I've actually been offered weed in Newtown Square. It was crazy.
Where?
Like, I forget what
Where does
I
the
forget-
guy-
Where's there
I
a place
forget-
to be?
I forget what this guy had, the terminology he used too, but like we were just like we were like in high school probably, and he just like pulled up. And he was like, "You guys looking?" And we're like, "What do you mean?" And he was just like, "I got that green good," and we were just like,
Take ganj.
"Yeah." And I was like, "Yeah, we're good." Like it was just so weird, like just
so
you know,
awkward.
like I said, rural white area, like.
That nigga needed to make a sale real
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah, he
was
must
I'm
been
down.
Can you take this for me? The police are coming.
Yeah, that's
It's like,
probably what
discount.
it was. That's probably what it
2
was.
for 1.
Yo, I saw this tweet the other day where this dude was like, "My weed dealer would get mad paranoid." He gave him an eighth wrapped up just like this. It was a fork on top of shit too. He opened it. It was like,
Ready to eat, baby. Give you the
Jay's
plastic
always- yeah.
fork. You never eat raw weed?
I'm always getting handed a empty liquor bottle.
"Oh yeah, you know what it is."
Yeah. It's like, here you go. It's like, yeah, I know you love that, like Don Julio. Here you go. I'm just like, no. I'm
It's
good.
just an empty bottle.
Yeah.
Oh my
no, it's an
God.
empty box for the bottle.
Oh,
And the buds inside.
We've passed one back and forth like 4 or 5 times now.
that's so funny.
Nigga said, "Give me some
Money.
Cheez-Its next time or something."
Yeah.
Just paying him like $80.
Yeah, I've been so desperate to just shove weed in my pockets, just nothing, no cover, just I'll just take it. I can't figure it out now. I'll just put it in my pocket.
You ever seen a
Empty it
lot
out.
of weed and you be like, "If I just take a handful, this nigga won't even notice."
Yeah, I do think that, but it's just like can't.
The stealing.
It's
Remember
stealing.
that kid with the bucket
Wait, who?
in like Wallingford? Lived by down off of what is that? Todd Morton? No, I think I met him with Mike, but he had a bucket like an actual bucket
Just a
full.
weed?
Yeah.
Damn.
And I was standing there just like, oh, dude.
I
We're
imagine
in
just
his house.
taking a handful. Just
Yeah, it's like, can I just...
So we're at his house.
This is like this is like community weed. Looks like.
Yeah.
You just grab a
There's
handful.
enough of it to go around.
Grab
Yeah.
a little bit. Dude, I remember the biggest amount of butter I ever saw was like 2 pounds. It was like this much, and it was all Mexican dirt weed. And dude rolled up. It was like a bunch of us chilling. He's like, "Yo, what I just picked up." And it was just brown. I was like, "What the fuck you about to do with that?" And he was like, "Sell it to freshmen."
Yeah, buddy.
Cut it with some oregano, make it even better.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that much. I think the most I've seen is I don't even know if I've seen a pound. Probably, definitely quarter pound, but no, I don't know.
Does it count if it's brick weed?
If it doesn't count even, yeah. If it's just shake.
Like I said, we'll take some shake. If it's discounted, you gonna cut half the price off. I'll take a pound of
like
shake.
whenever, like, yeah, I never am one to turn. Like, if they're like, "Oh, I'll give you this, like, all this shake for like $10," it's like,
yeah, I'll take that.
yeah, why not?
I'm
It's
going to
smokable.
grind it up.
Yeah, it's gonna be smoked and it'll get me high. So yeah, I'll take the discount.
Or like the dude we were talking about earlier. He hit me up once and he was like, "Yeah, like I'll just give you like the rest of this is shake. Like I'll just give you extra." And I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan to
"Yeah,
me.
I'm not gonna be upset about that.
Yeah.
Like a shake."
Yeah, exactly. It's still
Make up
weed.
for all the stems.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say too. It's just like all the little trichomes fell down on that shit too.
Yeah,
I'm chilling with that.
stems are in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bottom of the bag though is always the best. Like it's like with pretzels.
Oh, I
Shit
agree. 'Cause it's
ton of
it's
salt.
it's already.
That's such an apt analogy, actually. All the salts at the bottom and shit.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's already ground up. It's just ready to go. It's all at the bottom.
God damn.
You stick a finger in there, just lick it up.
Just cocaine. Just give it a fingerful.
Just so you know, I'm not talking about the pretzels. Yeah, we're talking about
The
the
weed. Yeah, we're
100%.
talking not the pretzels.
These are not the pretzels. All right, let's get into horrors of the world.
What about
Eddie,
horrors?
have you been? Damn, that every time. have you seen? You know, horrors of the world is on the podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the horrors of the world.
I just wanted to make sure you were up to speed. Do you remember what it was?
Was this when Sam was rapping?
Yeah.
This-
It's gonna be a shitty freestyle. I'm gonna say that right now.
All right.
No bars, but fuck, I'm gonna get hit with an ad when I play this.
So you get your ad libs ready.
I'll bet.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
All right.
With a yeah and an okay and a maybe.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Horrors of the world. Talking about this wild party. Talking about the people named Donner. Talking about those savages. Talking about those people was trapped in the snow. They had to blow. They had to go. Stuck in the zone. They had to go before the phone. Horrors of the world. Look, these people had nothing to do. These people was running around like a zoo. Had to figure out.
Dude, you know I have a cabinet.
That was hot, dude. That was super hot fire.
You could have segued. It's like you better move.
I told
out
you
the way.
my bars are whack. I wasn't ready for fire ad.
Yeah, those super hot fire ad-libs.
But horrors of the world. We are talking about the Donner Party. For those of you who don't know who the Donner Party is, they were a group of settlers who left Springfield, Illinois, to try and find a way to California, because you pass it that way.
No, it's you.
What? Oh, you already hit it?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Basically, these people wanted to go get gold like everyone else did, so they wanted to go to Cali.
Go on.
That's it. No, that's not the end of the story.
Yeah, that's all.
So basically, they left in the spring of 1846, and they were led by brothers Jacob and George Donner, and they were trying to get to Cali, but they wanted to take a new route to Cali. And there was this guy named Hastings who was like, "I got this fancy new route. You know, you don't have to go this way. You can cut through the mountains and get to Cali." So they're like, "All right, let's try this." So they start heading. They leave Springfield in April. And they start going down the trail. And the dude's like, "Yeah, I'm going to meet you halfway down this trail." Hastings like, "I'm going to meet you, take you on my trail." It's supposed to be the perfect trail that he hasn't even gone on yet. But they don't know that at this point. So they're like, "All right, we're going to meet up with Hastings." They get to the point where they're supposed to meet up with him. In like Utah, I think. And he's nowhere to be found. It's just a note. He's like, "Yo, the road was less traveled for sure. So just go to this point, and I will meet up with you there. So they send 2 people ahead on horsebacks. They'll meet up with this guy, and they come back, and they're like, "Yo, the road he said is not possible, but there's another route we can go. We just have to go through the forest."
Fabulous.
So they try and go through the forest, but there's no fucking path, so they have to like dig their own path out.
Sounds like a Dungeons and Dragons kind of
Like Conquest.
Yeah.
You must go through the woods. You must go through the other woods.
Roll to dig through the woods.
Man, the only time I played Dungeons and Dragons, we got attacked by a bear, and no, we came across a bear, and they were like, "What do you want to do?" And I was like, "Fuck it, attack, roll," and I rolled some hella low number, and they were like, "The bear just swiped the shit out of you," and I was like, "Well."
That's it. Yeah, I've only played D&D once, but this story just sounds something straight out of D&D.
Yeah, so they start like digging their own path in the forest, and they're all in like this big ass party of wagons, and one of the axles on the wagon just breaks in the forest. So one of the leaders, Jacob Donner, is like he's the leader at this point, and people are starting to get frustrated. They're starting to lose faith in him and Hastings, and at one point, when one of the wagons breaks, this dude that's driving the wagon just starts whipping his ox just out of frustration. And Donner's like, "Can you stop whipping the ox?" And he's like, "Yeah, fuck you." And he keeps whipping his ox, but poor defenseless ass ox is just getting hit for no reason. And so Donner walks up to him and just stabs him. So the rest of the camp was just done with Donner at this point. And they were like, "All right, you're out of here." So he went off, left his family and shit, and just went towards Cali, and he was never seen by his family or anyone again.
Wow. That is a wild story.
And he led them there. So it was like, "All right, peace, nigga."
That is quite the tale. When is this from?
This is from 1846.
Holy shit.
So eventually,
unsung hero of the world.
This what?
Donner.
Nah, I think he died because what happens is their trek through. They also had to trek through the. I forget what desert it is. But they trekked through the desert, and what they hadn't counted on was that their wagon wheels were slowed down because the fucking sand felt like, it was hard to go through the sand with wagons. So
That's
they were
fair to be like, what the fuck is this? It's all dry.
Go across it.
None of it's green.
So all of this. And like going through the desert, and then after the desert, they have to cut their fucking own way. And then after that, they cut their own way. They get fucking their axle breaks down, or their wagons break down. They get to the mountains, and a snowstorm just starts hitting them. So they're like, "All right, we got to camp here." They build a bunch of teepees and houses out of wood. Which, when I say houses, I mean it's cabins with one exit, one window,
awful.
one door.
It sounds awful.
And it's not even the worst part yet.
Oh my god.
So while they're sitting there, they realize they don't have enough food to feed them. So they're like, "All right, let's just, we'll try and send some scouts ahead." Tried to send scouts ahead. Couldn't even get through the snow, so they come back. No. They keep trying to send people out, and they keep getting further and keep going back. Like, nah, it's just too deep. Like, we can't walk in the snow. Definitely can't take our wagons in the snow. And now, because we're running out of food, let's kill the oxes. Oh, shit. Our cattle's freezing. We can't even cut into them because they're frozen solid.
Oh my god.
Just dead and frozen. You just looking at a bunch of meat just like, I wish I fucking could.
Yeah, I can't.
And so people start dying, and they're just like, you know what? There literally is nothing else to eat. They start eating the dead people. Eventually they're like, let's just send a party to go to California, go get help. So they send a party of like 11 people. And these people venture out, and eventually 2 people or so die on that venture. So they're like, all right, let's eat them. So the group decides to eat these dead people, but they made sure no one was going to eat their own relative. So everyone ate but 3 people, and they were just like, we can't
Still
do it.
Still get to heaven that way. As long as you don't eat your brother or your mom or your dad, you can eat whoever you want.
You get to heaven that
It's only real cannibalism when there's blood involved.
So these 3 dudes just like, they not on the eating human tip.
Good note. So I can. It's good to.
You
learn something new every day.
There's blood.
So yeah, the 3 dudes are like not on the eating human people tip, so they're like, we can't do it until the one dude, Ed,
we know who we're eating first,
breaks down, and he was like, all right, I can't, I gotta eat something. So he eats people,
Yeah,
and which they're like they're like literally chewing on flesh and like the meat inside of people, but like, I don't know. I told a story earlier about the Russian island that was Cannibal Island, the Nanzino. What was it called? Something. The Nanzino was the place though, and they were killing people to eat. It was just an island where they put criminals, gave them some flour, but nothing to cook the flour with. So they were like, let me just kill him and roast him over a fire and eat him. At least they were doing it the right way.
I guess, yeah. I guess.
Yeah, cook the meat. You can't just eat raw meat. The Donner Party was out here.
That was the second part of the Bible that I read.
That was cooking it.
Yeah.
Totally okay.
Over fire unless times are dire.
Bars. So they were just like chewing on just flesh and shit and muscle and meat, anything they really could eat. And so eventually they're walking around, and the two dudes who aren't eating are just getting weaker and weaker, and they're like, yo, they're slowing us down. Might as well just shoot them and eat them.
It's one way of thinking.
So for
Yeah, I know, right? Why would you ruin a perfectly good carcass with a bullet? Just cut them down. Like,
so the one dude, Ed, is like, yo, like, he goes to the other two, and he's like, yo, they about to eat you. Because before, they were all in the pack, not to eat him and me. So he walked back, he's like, I know I'm eating it, but I'm not finna eat you guys. So y'all should dip.
Yeah,
they're like,
we will.
Because they about to eat you right now on some Danny McBride shit. Like, so those two dudes dip. The rest of the group keeps trekking on until they run into these two dudes, and they just shoot them.
Oh my god.
They're like, hey, you. Bop, bop.
Why wouldn't you turn right or something, you know? Just one turn, and you would have been off the trail.
An easy movie right here.
That's what Evan was saying, too. I was talking to him about it earlier.
Like, this is just a movie.
So they eventually keep walking, and they find civilization, and they get help. But the help is like, we're only going to send a little bit. We really don't even know what the fuck the situation is in the middle of the snowy forest. So we'll send like a little search party. Mm-hmm. Search party comes through, and they bring who they can. And this one woman's walking with her two kids, and the two kids are like, we just can't keep going. So they send someone back with those two kids. When the survivors get to the main search party, they're like, oh shit. Like, these niggas are like, they're like famished. They literally have not eaten anything but people. So and also they had these cabins, and on top of the cabins, they had ox hide. And inside the cabins, they had a fireplace and a rug in front of the fireplace. People were getting so desperate before they ate human flesh, they ate their roof and their rugs.
Oh my god.
So now they have no protection from the winter either.
Oh my god.
So the second search party comes through, and they see that there's like, they go inside and they see like bones and shit and human flesh, and they're like, all right, it's fucked up. Let's save who we can. And two people stay back. One person is like an older woman who stayed back because her husband died, and she was like, I'm gonna just stay here and die with this nigga. And the other dude was just like, okay, so the lady sent her two children back. And when they get back, the father's like, where are my kids? And this dude is like, yeah, we ate them.
Oh my god.
So they was about to scrap, and then the one dude was like, yo, we're getting rescued. Let's just deal with this later. So, Ed, that's his name. Yeah, Ed's kids got eaten. So,
oh my god.
So yeah, basically, second search party comes, and everyone but the widow and this dude who ate Ed's kids go, because Ed, the dude who ate Ed's kids dipped, and he was like, I'm not trying to get killed. Yeah. So like, he says allegedly ate his kids too, because the third search party comes through.
Is that what he said to him?
No,
like,
that's
hey,
what he says. That's what he said to the press.
I allegedly ate your kids, but just letting you know, that shit happened.
That did happen.
No, he said that to the press, because so the third time they come through, they find this. They go through the camp. They can't find anyone but just like skeletons. And as they're leaving, they find this dude, and they're like, they tried to like, they were about to execute him on sight, but because they heard what he did, and then they were just like, you know, nah, we'll bring you back.
It's like insane reality TV.
It's crazy. And everyone that made it to Cali got rich, too. That's the craziest part. They made their money when they got there. They're like, I'll be damned if I'll be broke.
All the search teams that never came back. Like, sorry, guys, more for me.
That is such an awful story. No one wins except for the people that make all the money. But.
And then I guess they tried to blame all the cannibalism on the one dude who ate Ed's kids. And he tried to deny it.
Blame it on survival. I'm just trying to survive. These people were dead already.
Yeah. They're like, it was just him eating people.
Granted, if you like the people that shot two people, like that's a different scenario. But like, if they're dead, I'm eating you. If I'm in survive, like that is just. Like I don't know.
See, they probably ran into the same problem as they did with cows or in the ox, though. You know, they were if they died from natural, they're probably frozen solid.
Yeah,
so then they're like, all right, we shoot these guys, fresh meat.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I guess.
So they get back, and Ed had like, he was like, yo, like my life mission is to kill this one nigga right here. Yeah. And he had to be talked out of it by the other guys. They were just like, yo, it's not worth it. Like It's done. It's done. Just let's keep moving.
He shouldn't live though. Like, that shouldn't be a thing.
And they tried to bring charges against this one guy, and then they're like, we can't really prove because they tried to say that he ate the widower that stayed back.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Allegedly.
He's getting blamed for everything.
He probably did that.
He probably
shit,
did it though.
Yeah, he
yeah.
probably did that shit.
He's a witch.
He's a witch.
Ed was like, he told me to his face. He told my face he ate my kids.
So he got off.
So they couldn't bring up they couldn't bring up charges against him. Either.
I mean, there's no evidence. Like, what evidence would there be?
None.
Yeah. He ate all the evidence.
So yeah, that's the Donner Party story. And so I figured this out because I was gonna do. Hey, we Gucci, man. I figured this out because I was gonna do Horrors of the World about like unknown history facts, and one of the unknown history facts was that the Native Americans tried to help the Donner Party. The Donner Party was just too racist to accept their help.
Classic.
Every time, because Native Americans were out in the same weather thriving.
Honey,
yeah, I'm sure.
Honey, do you want to just pull over and ask for directions?
Nah, lock the doors.
Lock the doors. Go
Fuck
away.
that. Sunrise is in the west.
Niggas always think they know where they're going until you hit like 8 circles.
And then you run into snowy weather.
But yeah,
Cannibals.
So the Native Americans like tried to come up to them multiple times to like teach them how to build shit like properly, and they just were shooting at them every time they tried to come up.
That's just classic 1800s racism right there. Like, that doesn't surprise me at all.
And then they were like, all right, they shoot at us.
They'd rather die than get help. Like, that
literally.
Sounds about right, though.
All they thought was like brown people. They're not trying to help us.
Yeah.
And the Native Americans were like so bent on helping them. They were just like, let's just leave food over here for them. We're just gonna sneak over real quick so they don't know it's and leave food over. And they snuck over and
they watching them slowly wither away and die and just be like, do they not know there's like berries right the fuck here? like
so. And by the time they actually hit these like food packages, they're like, yo, they're eating people. Let's just be out.
Yeah.
So they never got help because they were racist.
They're gonna die. I mean, I feel like, especially after talking about like my story, like, I feel like that guy would definitely die before getting help from any minority.
Oh yeah, Dave told the whole story about how he yelled at a racist at a protest.
Yeah, the guy was like screaming the N-word, and I just like freaked out at him. But like, yeah, it's just like Batman would be willing to die.
Yeah.
Than get help from anybody.
It's crazy because I would have been like, nigga, help, food. Like, we eating people in here. Give me some food.
Yeah, I mean, just from my perspective, I'd be like, yeah, I'm going with these people. They seem to be doing well. You guys, on the other hand, not so well.
That's the lesson. Either you're racist or you die cold and alone. Or with a dipping sauce.
Or with a dipping sauce.
Hold on real quick. My mom's calling.
Some chard.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the Donner Party story. These niggas just suffered. And some of them won. Like 25% of them won.
Wow. That's
like,
good.
Yeah. Real life situations.
That's fucking crazy.
25%.
They should have just took the path that was already made.
I mean, but if you hear something like short, easy path, well, potentially short, easy path, it's like,
And also words like frontiersman and like trailblazer. And they're like, let's fucking do it.
Like, let's head out. All right. You guys got anything else you want to talk about before we end the podcast?
I think we covered some good topics today. We got a whole spectrum of things.
Hey, you gotta go back and watch the beginning because we talked about this girl. I almost said stripper, but we talked about this girl who gave
probably. I'm not gonna be. I'm gonna bet that she was at one point.
She looked like one, did she? At least the Instagram thought.
Gross, man. Gross.
Wars of the world.
Yeah, and then it's just her face.
Should do that.
This is a horror. This is one of the horror. That could have easily been a horror of the world.
But yeah, she said she sucked off 7 NBA players.
Did you see this?
All on the same team. All right, guys. So, real quick, plug what you're doing. Any projects you got coming up. Any social media, whatever you want to plug. Go ahead and do that. Y'all saw Hot Ones. Y'all know how this goes down.
Yeah. Thanks for Cliff for letting me do it. But Bingetown TV, check it out. We're keeping up with Curse or 100 right now. And I think the next series we're going to be doing is either The Haunting of Hill House, probably Haunting of Hill House, and then we're going to cover The Boys as well. So Stay tuned for that. That's all I got to promote. Thank you.
Hey. Social media, Instagram, buying bikes from somebody. What you want to promote?
Social security number, home address, mother's maiden name.
You ain't got nothing. You said I'll pass.
What city were you born?
If you're selling a bike, hit Eddie up. What city were you born in?
Need all the security questions. First pet's name.
Depends what pet. Does it count as my pet or like
First family.
Because there were a lot of cats around when I was born. So
family pet.
How do you count the first one if there are multiples?
I guess yeah. If you were born
What's the
into
first pet you
the
liked?
family of cats, then I guess they're all the first.
Yeah.
What's the first pet you liked? You only answer one question, nigga.
Yeah, social security number.
This is why I just make new accounts when I forget passwords.
Got like 8 Gmail accounts.
I don't know. Like Hunter. Hunter's probably first one.
Yeah. That's a good answer. All right, guys. I'm Cliff. This is Dave. This is Eddie.
Hunter was a dog.
And
in case you were wondering.
This has been Higher Education's podcast.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Boom, boom.
And then we see Drogon blasting through the city.
In the chair.
And Shrek was pretty... I maybe wash the shit off my hands, and then we peel it off. I've heard of buoyancy related to like boats and like, for example, how little compromise with evil is okay as long as it all works out in the end, right? Bop, bop. He had it with the shield. He said, ha, ha, ha. Everyone was flaming him too.
Fuck that, dude.
Everyone was flaming.
We racing the roof.
Like, do something if it means everything or whatever the fuck it said. I guess.
Never wanted you to work.
I did. I'm so proud.
And then